Hello everybody, my name is Spade and welcome back to NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode. This episode, Darlington, racing at the Southern 500. And Darlington, they always do throwback schemes. So for this episode, we are going to be running the 80-year celebration M&M car. That being said, last episode we came away with a 19th place finish at Kansas. We ran there about the entire race. We ended up qualifying 21st, started 20th, finished 19th. So slight improvement. Definitely want to perform better than that at Darlington this episode. So let's see if we can keep that streak alive and head over to Darlington. See where we're qualifying. Looking over at the left side of your screen, you can see that in practice, we didn't actually do too bad compared to how we normally run. A 29.782 is not that far off of our goal time. And during qualifying, we ran very similarly to that time with a 29.879. Qualified it in 16th, and we get a start in 15th for this event. I'm ecstatic by that. Like, that is way better than I thought we were going to be doing. I thought it was going to be like a Kansas all over again, where we start all the way back in early 20s and we can't really do much. But I felt competitive. I felt good. So I'm happy with the car. Let's also say that I've already become pretty well acquainted with the wall. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that we skipped the first date, we skipped the second date, and went straight to the third date. And by that, I mean a whole lot of smashing happened. Anyway, that being said, let's get to the race and see how we perform. And we are green for the Southern 500 here in Darlington, South Carolina. A lot of really fun paint schemes out here today. You can already see some of them. The 43 throwback car. The 34 has a fun scheme. The 2 and the 4 way up front have some fun schemes. So does the 48 and the 24. Just take a look at them as the race goes on. Definitely some very, very pretty cars. Some beautiful cars out here today. Once I get into McDowell a little bit, he spins the tires, but he keeps it straight, which is great. This race, I find that I'm very strong in 1 and 2, or at least that's where I'm not very strong, but that's where I'm better. And then in 3 and 4 is where I tend to hit the wall and I struggle to keep the speed that the computer does because of the braking zones. So that's something I definitely have to work on as this race progresses, is just getting more comfortable in 3 and 4, the smaller portion of the track, which also reminds me of like the founding of this track. This track was never meant to be egg-shaped when they were designing it, as Austin Dillon makes a move to our inside, and he's going to take Christopher Bell right with him, but we barely tap doors and he starts spinning it, which bottles everybody up, and we're going to have a caution. All right, no changes. I'm going to stay out and keep trying to race for some stage points.
Coming to the green, driver. Almost ready.
All right, that was a little bit crazy, but we're back under green. What was I saying? I think it was about Darlington. Oh yeah, so the track was never meant to be egg-shaped. It was meant to be a perfectly symmetrical oval. Similar to like a bigger version of Martinsville or New Hampshire with banking. So it was never meant to be egg-shaped, but there was a lake near turns 3 and 4, and I can't remember the name of the lake, but they were not allowed to destroy that lake. But they couldn't build the track any closer because of issues, as I get into, I think that was a 34 ever so slightly, because of issues with just the ground and the water and whatever other reasons. So they had to narrow off turns 3 and 4, which designed this egg shape that everybody came to know and love. So, I don't know. It's a bit of an interesting story as we get past the Earnhardt seats. I think that's the name of those, the little press box thing there. But definitely a fun track. I have been to this race before, and it is a fun race to go to. Car honestly handles pretty well. I have damage on all 4 sides of the car, the front, the back, and the 2 sides. Like, I have damage everywhere, which was kind of expected. It's not really affecting the car much, but it's going to be a lot of beating and banging this race. So, but I am feeling pretty comfortable. I think that I can definitely manage to get a top 10. I just need to get my rhythm and figure out how to pass. Like, that's going to be the hardest thing about this race, is just making passes work. Because the racing surface is so thin. You know, because the banking is what gives you speed. So, you know, you can race underneath the dotted white line. But it's just, there's no speed down there. So it's like, yeah, it's a wide track, but you have to race on such a thin portion, which is why you're in the wall so often. Kurt Busch is starting to try to get a run on us. If I can get up to, I don't know, 12th, 11th, you know, I'm in good position for the next stage. But there's still plenty of time for me to potentially get some stage points out of this, as Kevin Harvick is currently our race leader. I'm going to get in there pretty hot, get underneath Joey Logano, and I'm able to make it stick coming out of the corner. Let's see if he gets a run on that outside lane or if I'm able to hold on to it. He does get a run, but I'm going to keep it side by side, diving into turns 1 and 2. 10th place is right there. It's definitely a possibility. I'd love to get some more stage points. I gladly take them whenever I can get them. They're not easily obtainable. I just got to get around Newman and teammate Christopher Bell. Dive in there pretty hot, but I'm able to make it work. Car just feels good right now, and I haven't had a car that feels this good in a while. So I am very excited as Busch is trying to make it run on the inside, but I'm not going to give that to him. Like, it's not perfect, but honestly, I'm happy with the way this car is feeling. I really am. This is just a fun track. It really is. Get around Ryan Newman. That's going to put us in 11th. So we have 2 laps to try to get caught up and around Christopher Bell. I think it's doable. He's pulling away from us ever so slightly, but now that we're not racing side by side with anybody, I should be able to pull up to him. And of course, the caution comes out and doesn't give us that opportunity. So 11th in stage number 1. Not going to make any changes to the car. I'm going to leave it, but I am going to take 4 tires, and do I repair? I don't think so. I'm not going to put any repairs in it. We're just going to leave the car as is.
All right, you're coming to the green. Almost ready. Inside.
And we are back under green for stage number 2. We do gain a spot on pit road, which puts us in 10th. Don't necessarily know how I feel about that. I don't know if I really want to be on the outside lane, but I just let Blaney by, and I'm able to take the bottom, so that honestly works out. Ooh, that was not the greatest corner exit as I get into Christopher Bell. He's going to go around, and we are going to have a caution come out for that. A lot of cars are involved back there. That's my bad. I had a bad corner exit and got into our teammate a little bit, and that caused a pile up. Oops. And no, I'm not going to pit.
We're going green. Almost ready. Green's out. Let's go.
Starting on that outside lane, we are back under green at Darlington. Hopefully we can make it through a lap this time. I am going to try to let William Byron past us just by fluttering the gas a little bit, so I am going to take that bottom lane. I just don't really want to, I don't feel that comfortable riding on the top as I get down underneath the yellow. I keep calling it yellow. The white line, and I get into the wall again, and I hit another driver, and he's going to go around again. I'm getting some deja vu. But we are going to fall back to 11th this time. Oops. I'm not pitting. 3rd time's a charm. Alright, the goal for this restart, make it through turns 1 and 2. Slow it down if you have to. And who's that right beside us? It's Eric Almirola. Somebody we're battling for position in the points. Alright, no wrecks through this corner. I'm going to slow it down. Alright, come on, get out of the corner cleanly. Get out of the corner cleanly. Ah, we did it. We made it further. We made it further. Alright, now hopefully we can get into a rhythm now.
Still there.
If we do drop back to 12th, I'd love to get some stage points. Right there, we're in contention for him.
Car outside.
They're pulling away from me a little bit. I do think the damage is starting to slow me down. I am going to have to repair them after this this stage, so it's going to put us back a little bit. But if I can get stage points out of this stage, then it doesn't really matter, I don't think.
Still there.
I just, with this damage, I don't think stage points are really possible. I can feel the car just does not, it's not at its top speed. And you can tell by the way these guys are pulling away. I was able to keep up with them earlier. Now they're just pulling away from me.
Outside.
So I'm just dropping. Yeah, I won't be able to do anything unless I get this damage repaired. So that is unfortunate. And the handling of the car is also going as I'm getting into Reddick.
Stay low.
Hey, he saves it. Thank you. Sorry.
5 to go.
Ooh, my Twitter feed is going to be very upset with me after this one. I can tell you that much. Why'd you run me off the track? I thought we were friends. Probably gonna be a bunch of those messages. As Reddick is getting another run on us on the backstretch. I'm gonna try to block him and just hold on to 11th, but into the wall again as he has to check up to avoid running into the back of me. And that right side, that is not doing it any favors. As Reddick's gonna try to get to our outside, not quite able to make it happen as he does get there now though. He's going to get around me, no problem whatsoever. Yeah, I'm slow. I'm slow right now. Not ideal. Do I wish I had this damage? No. I mean, I'm not happy with those two accidents. I think without the damage, we were able to compete for stage points. But now I'm going to go in, fix it. It's probably going to be like 8 seconds worth of repairs. And I'm going to drop all the way back to like high 20s, probably like 26th or something. So, not looking forward to that. 26 if we're like lucky. That'd only be losing 14 spots. And I think that's optimistic.
All right, you're clear.
Into the wall again. Alright, 2 more laps, then I can get this thing fixed.
2 to go.
And around we go. Ugh. No caution? Hello? Heat?
Nice driving that stage, driver.
What? Why did it take so long for a caution to come out? I was like sitting backwards on the track. Alright, I'm going to be starting in last. 11 seconds of damages. Whatever, just fix it. Logano, fixed damages, Bush, Newman, Bell. All these guys hit damages they needed fixed.
Almost ready. Inside.
We did not have many laps to try to get back up towards the front. I'm going to try to dive underneath Logano. 17. It's another race where Logano's in the back because of me. Last time he DNF'd, that was at Bristol.
Still there.
Alright, we are diving to the inside, getting back some spots relatively quick. At least now we get to see a bunch of the paint schemes, as I'm already running over people, but at this point, I don't really care. I don't have time.
All clear.
I attempted to race cleanly, and that did not go well for me. So, if you're on my way, I'm running you over. It's to that point of the race.
Still
No,
there.
I kid. I'm still going to try to keep it relatively clean, but I won't feel bad if I run over somebody at this point. I feel like NASCAR kind of... It wouldn't have made a difference. I was going to pit and fall back anyway, but why'd that caution take so long to come out? Like, come on. 704, fix your stuff.
All clear.
I think 704 actually went under, so. Alright, going to make a dive underneath Anthony Alfredo. And we're already up to 26 when we get past Alfredo.
Bottom's looking good.
So this, it might be possible to salvage a decent finish out of here. I think if we can get up to the, like, 18th or something, get a, well, not 18th, I'd like to start on the inside, but like say 17th or 19th,
Clear.
and we're able to get a caution, I think a top 10 might be doable,
Clear high, bud.
depending on how much damage we get running up through the field, but so far it's minimal. Very, very minimal. So we're catching up to the is that a Velveeta?
Good job.
Priest car? Velveeta? Yeah. Velveeta. What? Man, there are some really just beautiful schemes out here. I love some of these cars. I'm happy that some of these are in the game.
Still there. All clear. Got one down low now.
Got in Corey LaJoy there a little bit, so it's unfortunate, but we are able to take 23rd away from Ryan Preece with 13 laps remaining and 22 cars to pass. That will not happen without a caution. Look at that Justin Haley scheme. That is such a beautiful car. I love it. I'm going to try to make the outside work coming through 3 and 4. They check up pretty heavily through the center of the corner. I'm going to try to dive to the inside. Try to make it 3 wide with the run I get off the corner. I am. We'll see if I can clear him before getting into the corner. And it looks like Corey LaJoy just falls off. And honestly, can't really blame him. He was not in a good position. He just gave it up. He's like, yeah, don't really feel like wrecking. You can have it. And I said, thank you, and took it. All right, up to 21st now. A caution soon would be great. I don't want to cause it, as I do kiss the wall and give it a little peck on the cheek. I wonder if this right front's going to survive. It's at 62%, and we barely have enough fuel, but we can make it. I wonder if that right front's going to survive, or if I'm going to need to go and take 2. Because I am driving it hard. I am trying to get back up to the front. Because I have a fast car. I feel good on this track. It's just those 2 restarts that I put it in the wall really hurt me for that second stage. And it forced me to pit and send me back for this final stage. I just could not keep it clean enough. So definitely that's biting me in the butt, but we're gonna do what we can to recover, and we're already up to 20th, which is pretty great. I mean, passing on this track is not easy. If someone's blown up, that's gonna be a caution. Sweet. 2 seconds of repair, so not much damage, and we are going to be restarting. Well, did someone in front of me blow up, or is he not pitting, or? That's Bubba Wallace, is it? Or no, that's Eric Jones, 27. At least that looks like Eric Jones. I don't know. But it looks like we're going to be starting on the inside, which is good. Alright, now pitting.
Coming to the green. Almost ready.
Alright, and we are green. And that looks like Bill Elliott's McDonald's car. I think it was Bill Elliott's. That Chastain's running. Alright, 6 laps to go. We'll see how many spots I can make up. Hoping for a top 10. I'd love that. Alright, keep it clean coming out of the corner. These restart on that corner always is what really put us back, but we kept it clean. Gonna get inside of these guys. Gonna try to get around Chris Buescher here. Catch right up to Austin Dillon's bumper. We do make the move on the inside work. So we get a great run heading down the front stretch. Gonna get underneath this number 3 Chevrolet and catching up to William Byron in that 24. Kevin Harvick still out front. He's one of the guys that doesn't have a win yet that needs one. So it's good for him being up there. Alright, gonna try to make a move underneath. Make it 3 wide. Byron gives up the position. He doesn't want to race 3 wide, and I can't blame him, but at this point, I have to go for whatever I can get. 4 laps to go in this event. And 4 more positions to get a top 10. We do make the pass for 13th, looking at Stenhouse to try to take that 12th. One more caution. I definitely think a top 10 is doable, but we most likely won't get it. So we just got to drive hard. Going to dive inside of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. heading into 3 and 4. Get on the brakes pretty hard. We are able to make it stick. And then we have Eric Almirola in front of us. If I can just keep staying ahead of him, he's been solid this season, so if I can keep staying ahead of him, that puts us in good position in the points. He's kind of my reference on where I should be running, you know? As Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is not giving up this spot easily. He is going to keep fighting me for it, and I just need him to back off. Thank you. He heard me. All right, Eric Almirola. He's in our sights. Sliding up the track slightly, but we're able to make it work. Let's see if we can get a run down the front straightaway, coming to 2 laps to go in this event. Currently in 12th. Let's see if I can get a top 10. A top 10 would be great. I'd love that. Racing side by side. That's allowing me to catch up. That's going to slow them down. As I'm going to get into the wall, coming out of 1 and 2. Coming around 3 and 4 to the white flag lap. I don't think I have quite enough time to get top 10. I think if I maybe had like 4 more laps, I could do it. Maybe 3. Last lap right now, I don't think I have time to get up there. I think if I had like 2 more after this lap, like 3 more total, I could do it. But I just think we're just barely short on time. Let's see if we can at least get 11th away from Blaney. I'm going to dive in. Try to hit him with the slide job. Not able to get in front of him, but we're going to stick it on the gas. We're going to race bumper or door to door heading down the front straightaway, and he's going to beat me. We're going to come away with a 12th place finish at Darlington. And after starting in the back for that final stage, it's not too bad. I think if we didn't have all that damage, we could have come away with a top 10. But we will take 12th. You know, it's not perfect, but honestly, I'm pretty happy with it. It was a fun race, all things considered. I had a good time. Let's take a look at those race results and see where everybody finished. Looking at the race results, Kevin Harvick is our winner with a clean sweep of the event, winning all 3 stages. Denny Hamlin will get 2nd place, Kyle Larson in 3rd, Tyler Reddick finishes in 4th, Alex Bowman in 5th, Cole Custer in 6th, 7th will go to Martin Truex Jr., 8th will go to Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski finished 9th, and Eric Almirola rounds out your top 10. 11th through 20th is where we'll find ourselves, finishing in 12th. Ryan Blaney finishes in 11th. Matt DiBenedetto finishes back in 16th, and Austin Dillon back in 18th after a couple of strong weeks. 21st through 30th, this is where Joey Logano ends up finishing after that late pit stop, as well as Christopher Bell and Ryan Newman, all making pit stops very late into this race and causing them to fall all the way to the back. And 31st through 40th, 2 cars DNF, that was Eric Jones and Ty Dillon, with Quinn Houff and Timmy Hill both finishing back in this section, which is hurting their chances to make the playoffs with their wins. Not too much difference in the points after this event. We still are in 9th. Joey Logano still our points leader, but the difference between Logano and Harvick is down to 3 points. So that 50-point gap Logano had is not there anymore after a few bad races. Harvick in 2nd, Hamlin 3rd, Chase Elliott in up to 4th after that run, and Martin Truex Jr. in 5th. We are in 9th, and we have slightly increased that lead over 10th place driver Austin Dillon. We now have a 12-point buffer with him, but we are 52 behind Larson. Tyler Reddick, I believe, is our cutoff driver right now, so the battle between him and Alex Bowman is pretty important at this point in time. So Alex Bowman, Newman, Bell, and Byron all need a couple good finishes if they want to jump into that top 14, since 2 drivers from 17 to 30 have wins. Quinn Houff also drops back to 32nd position, and Timmy Hill is all the way back in 37th. Hasn't even cracked 100 points just yet. Fastest lap of the day goes to Kevin Harvick with a 28.916. Most laps led, also Kevin Harvick. He ended up leaving 37 of the laps in today's event. On the move, Kyle Larson started dead last in 40th and comes away with a 3rd place finish. And top break for Eric Jones, started 11th and DNF'd, finishing 39th. 12th place at Darlington, not too bad. Definitely thought we could have performed better, but that late pit stop and the lack of cautions during that final stage made it very difficult to push our way up through the field. But still, 12th is not terrible. We had a very solid car, though, and I think a top 5 was definitely doable. So that's a little bit disappointing, but hey, we're still in great position for the point standings. With Dover next up on the schedule, we should be able to come out of there with another solid finish and maybe close that gap to Larson ever so slightly. We haven't looked at the reputation breakdown in a little while, so let's see how things have changed. We have 4 drivers that are mad at us. That is Timmy Hill, Eric Jones, Ryan Preece, and Josh Bilicki. A couple drivers that are upset and a few that are annoyed. But in total, that's only 9 drivers, so it's not that bad. 6 drivers are neutral with us, so they don't really have an opinion one way or another, and one of those drivers is teammate Ryan Truex. The majority of the field is polite and nice with us. You know, we've been doing very well at making friends throughout this season. We've been driving pretty clean for the most part, and we actually have 5 friends in total, with those drivers being Denny Hamlin, Matt DiBenedetto, Austin Dillon, Chase Briscoe, and Alex Bowman. And then Bell is up there in the happy section. Bell was a friend before that race, but we did get into each other a little bit over the last 2 races, so that did drop it down to only happy. So hopefully we can restore that and get 2 of our teammates back into the friendly category. That's going to do it for this episode of NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode. Be sure to tune in next episode to see us take a trip to Dover, Delaware to take on the Monster Mile. Hopefully we can come away with another solid finish in that event. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in and spending your time with me.